Please ignore this sound. It is, we can't do anything about it because we don't know how to resolve this. It's a little technical one. We tried on this, but not able to do anything about it. I think go to meeting training. One, give me a minute. I just try my best one more time. If can do something about it. No, I don't think anything can be done for this. Let's start this. Thank you once again. Thank you everyone for joining in. Uh, it's almost 3 4, so we should now start this meeting. Thank you everyone for joining in. There are around 220 odd people and more are joining in. There is a noise when a person joins. Please ignore this sound and just focus whatever we are talking about. I'm muting everyone so that we are focused upon the work which we are doing. uh, Thank you. I appreciate you have taken out time from busy September month, and I understand that all of us want to do little or much better than what we have done last month and last month and last year, and that's why this program is for all of you. Thank you all officers if you are there here on this call, and thank you all ADMs for joining in. My name is Dinesh Mantri. I look after an agency, and the reason why we are doing this webinar is to help you understand how our business going, what are we doing, how do we do in this business better for ourselves and for our agency and for our agents. I will start this webinar by sharing my screen. I Yeah, so I'm muting everyone. I have told Shweta to join in. Okay, recording is there. Good. Thank you. So I'm sharing my screen for all of you to understand how uh, and what are we going to talk about. Just confirm, Shweta, if you are able to see my screen,
Yes, sir.
then
I can see.
we'll start.
I can see, sir.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. So, in today's webinar, for next 60 to 70 minutes time, maybe if you want to have more questions, we can talk about that. But in next 60 to 70 minutes, we are going to talk about how we can get high value checks, how we can get a lot of good NRI business, because that's the business which is growing at a very, very fast rate. Thank you everyone, you for your contribution. Thank you all the agents for their contribution, and overall all the customers as well. um, so the webinar is going to be a part of two things. One is little learning about what is NRI business, and second, we are going to talk about uh, how we can do a prospecting, objection handling, and recruitment. That's entire, and then we will have question answers. If you have any, you can just post in the chat box. So the first section, as I mentioned, was about we'll be talking about how and this business is doing in Max Life, and how we are actually faring against last year and year and over few years before. So first question is, do NRIs invest money in India? Answer is yes. NRIs, a lot of money is coming from non-resident individuals to India. Uh, in year 2018, this is the published data by World Bank report, which says that India receives the highest amount of remittances in the world, which means that the amount of money which India receives, no other country receives. Not only for 2018 or little in last 3 4 years, since 1980, in last 30 years time, India has been receiving the highest amount of remittances across the globe. In year 2019, it is not yet published in World Bank report, but if you can Google out World Bank report, you will find that in 2019 also, 83 billion US dollars came in India from non-resident individuals. Now, what this amount means, 80 billion or 83 billion dollars is almost equivalent to 6 lakh crore rupees, which is almost equivalent to 3 to 4% of the India's GDP, which is a big amount of money, huge amount of money, and only these individuals who live abroad, they send this money to India. This is also, this amount of money is also growing year on year. So that's a very, very good part about this. Let me also talk about why these people are investing money. NRIs are investing money in India because they see tremendous opportunity in India, confidence in Indian economy, and the amount of investment returns which they get in India, they do not get anywhere else. That's why they are investing a lot of money in India. And not only last year, last year, in this financial year also, my dear friends, in this financial year, when pandemic is there, when economies are not doing well, when countries are not doing well, at this time also, NRIs have invested more money than what they have invested last year. That's the business which we are talking about, and that's the reason why we are talking about non-resident individuals life insurance business. Let me go and share with you a graph which will help you understand how this business is growing. I am going quickly on this. Last in Look at how our NRI business has grown over years since year 2013-14 till 2019-20. Look at how this business has grown over years. In last 3 financial years, this business has grown more than 48% CAGR, almost 50% growth every year we are witnessing, which is a tremendous amount of growth. Friends, no other business in agency is growing as fast as this. 50% CAGR, you all understand how difficult it is for any business, for any ADM to grow a business, but this is what happening in current situation. Now, this is the last and past. What about current year? Are we doing well? Answer is we are doing much better. We are doing much better than last few financial years. This is a green chart. If you look at your screen, the green line is this current financial year. Current financial year is a green chart or the green line. Look at this amount of the amount of growth which we have done over years. In month of April, all of you remember or all of you recall when everyone in the country was in lockdown, half of the world was in lockdown, most of the developed countries were locked down. At that time, our business grew at 106%, which means we doubled our business in month of April. In May, we grew at 137%. We more than double, in month of May. And in month of June, we grew at 143%, more than 2.5 times. You can say that's a growth which we have seen. In July month, there was a little dip, but if you look at again August month, 78% growth over last year August. If you recall, last year August was one of the best months for agency, and this year August we have grown at 78%, almost double of last year. Look at the amount of business we have done. 9 crores paid business in August, the month which just went by. Highest amount of NRI business we have done in month of August 2020 ever in agency. Never ever we have done this amount of business. So that's why we are doing this workshop. That's why we want you to focus upon in this kind of opportunity, and we are going to talk little detail about how to crack and how to get more amount of business from this customer segment. Now, I'm sure you will be seeing, or you would have also, this is all this business is a contribution of all the agents and ADMs and all offices, right? All offices put together. Therefore, if you have contributed towards it, you would have also seen how this business has grown by yourself. But I'm just giving you a picture of how, as an agency level, we are doing. Now, if you look at why these individuals are investing money in India, there are various reasons why people are investing money in India. Not only individuals, but large corporations, big companies, and they are investing money in India during the time when economies are not doing well, during the time when countries are facing a lot of trouble from economic front, and situations which are in medically front as well. At this time, companies are investing money in India. Why? Because India was the fastest growing economy till last financial year, and projection is also by International Monetary Fund. The projection is India is going to be the one of the fastest growing economy in from FY21 and onwards. So this clearly shows that there is a potential in the economy, and thereby a lot of individuals and a lot of companies are investing money. Now, look at the kind of companies which are investing in money in India. You can look at top 10 companies of the world. Um, Apple, Google, Facebook, Saudi Aramco, um, Walmart, Microsoft, Amazon, and you name the company, every top company have invested money in India in last 1.5 years. In fact, some of them have invested in last 6 months' time when the lockdown was there. Facebook has invested, Google has invested, Amazon has invested, Apple has invested. These are the top 10 companies of the world. Uh, at this time, if companies are investing money in India, it clearly mentions and tells that there is a potential and there is a reason why people are investing money. So therefore, a lot of individuals and companies are investing. When it comes to individuals, we invest in equity, gold, real estate, guaranteed products. We all understand these four instruments. We sell them. Our agents sell them. So equity we sell through ULIPs, and some people invest via mutual fund. Some people directly buy shares. Gold and silver are also an option to invest in. Real estate is also a good option to invest in, and guaranteed products like life insurance, fixed deposits, and bonds. Those kind of investments are there. Now, anyone and everyone, whether the person lives in India or whether the person lives abroad, all your clients and all our clients, you and me also invest in these four instruments. Now, in this current situation, when the equity market is at the highest, when the equity market is volatile, gold and silver we don't know, they are lifetime high. Real estate may not be that great. So we should also talk about guaranteed products. I don't have to teach you why guaranteed products, but I'm sure you are doing well on that. You understand that well. Same is the case with individuals who live abroad. They are also facing the same challenge, like what Indians in India. What the challenge is, equity is volatile. Gold and silver are lifetime high. I don't know what will happen in future. Real estate may not be that lucrative in current situation. So shouldn't we do more investment towards guaranteed product? Shouldn't we invest some part of our money or our clients' money in guaranteed products? Maybe yes. And that's why, dear friends, let me tell you some data point. In last uh, 5 months time, we had AWP as a product, and now we have SWP, Smart Wealth Plan, as a product which gives guaranteed return. GLIP is also there, but I'm talking about the majority of our sales come from Assured Wealth Plan and Smart Wealth Plan. Till last financial year, these Assured Wealth Plan or product like those used to contribute around, our ULIP share was around 27, sorry, 37, 35%. But in the guaranteed products were less. But in current 5 months time, our Assured Wealth Plan plus Smart Wealth Plan currently contributes almost 55% of our sale. 55% of our NRI sales came from Assured Wealth Plan and Smart Wealth Plan. By the way, in month of August, let me tell you, in month of August, Assured Wealth Plan was available, and Smart Wealth Plan for some time period. Total put together, 68% of our total business came from these two products. 68% is huge. And MIA SAP was different. They contributed around 20%, which clearly means 88 to 89% of our business came from guaranteed and semi-guaranteed product. What it means, what it shows that individuals who live abroad, they also look at guarantee. They also look at where to invest and why to invest in a product which gives guaranteed returns. So my recommendation to all of you, utilize this opportunity. The product which you have, nobody abroad has it, and I will share with you in more slides about this kind of reason. Yeah. Um, some person has told that GDP is degrowing. Every country's GDP is degrowing. There is no country except China which is not degrowing. Some are degrowing at a higher rate, some are degrowing at a lower rate. It's obvious and what we are talking about is a past, but future tense. What do you think? Why Apple has started manufacturing in India? Why do you think Amazon, let me tell you, has now, has the biggest office of the world in Hyderabad? Why? The biggest office of Amazon was in Seattle. Now it is not in Seattle, it is now in Hyderabad. IKEA has started his own shop in Hyderabad. Google has invested $10 billion in India. Why? Facebook has invested a huge amount of money in India. Saudi Aramco is the second largest company of the world. Why do you think they have invested money in India? This is just a just a short what do you say, spike or de-spike about the economy, but overall the potential is very very high. Let me come back to the point of individuals once again, and I would I would talk about equity first. As I mentioned, there are four products which everyone invests: equity, gold, silver, real estate, and guaranteed products. Do people invest in equity market in India? Answer is yes. A lot of individuals from abroad, they invest in equity market. Why? You should understand this. Um, Look at the equity market. We have compared equity market of India versus other equity market of the globe, big equity markets. So FTSE 100, which is London Stock Exchange of UK, uh, New York Stock Exchange of US, Dow Jones of US, S&P 100 of US, Nikkei of Japan, Hang Seng of Hong Kong, Straits Times of Singapore. These are the world's largest equity market. There are many other markets as well: Toronto Stock Exchange, Abu Dhabi Stock Exchange, and many other. So that we can give you many answers for that. Also, there is no challenge, but because of the space problem, we were not able to show that. Look at how Indian market has outperformed all other equity market of the world. 15 years data and 20 years data. Why we have taken 15 years, 20 years is because to show a right trend, a trend line of how equity market is doing. 13% return given by Bombay Stock Exchange in last 15 years time versus 3% to around 6.5% of all the markets in the globe. Look at 20 years data, 11% return over 0.5% to 4.5% across the globe. Clearly showcases that India gives higher return, much higher, not just 1 or 2 or 3, 5%. It is double or triple or maybe more than other equity market. That's the reason PE funds, if you've known about PE funds, FIIs, which foreign institution investors, why they invest money in India is because of this reason. Sovereign funds of Singapore, sovereign funds of Saudi. Sovereign means government funds. They have invested money in during this pandemic in India. Why? Because they know the kind of return which they get in India is nowhere else. Yeah, that is what it is all about. Indian equity market. Uh, Look at what happened in current situation also. India, in current situation, when the market went up from March till now, India is again world's best performing equity market. you know Companies are now available to sign off the check to enter into Indian equity market. That's what is happening in current situation. Yeah. So we need to understand equity as well, not that only guaranteed products. Let me also talk about gold and silver. They are very similar. They whether you invest in America, whether you invest in India, whether you invest in Japan or Australia, the returns of gold and silver remain same, minus the currency here and there. So therefore people do invest in gold, silver, but wherever they would like to. Land and property, different, very very different. Depends on which country, where, which place, apartment, land, house, or agricultural land, depend on different things. Let me talk about the largest accumulator of fund in current situation. It is the guaranteed product. It is the guaranteed product. Now, what happened in current situation, friends, is all the economies of the world has reduced their interest rates. Interest rate is so much reduced that in major countries it is almost equal to zero. In the US, in UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, it is almost equal to zero or less than 1% in current situation. All the banks, central banks of the all the central banks of the world have reduced their interest rate to zero. In India also, we have seen there is a reduction in interest rates in last 5 6 months, but the gap between India returns and other country returns is very big. Let me tell you one example. In last month in America, in the US, Amazon and Google, these two companies came up with their corporate bonds. Okay, and this was the largest fund raiser in the US ever. Google came up with a bond of 10 billion US dollars at the rate of 0.45%. 0.45% was the interest rate on the bond, and $10 billion was the subscription. In 2 days, it was oversubscribed. Why? Because people say, my God, I'm getting 0.45%, I'm not getting anywhere else. Even the government of America, they have invested money in that. Why? Because they say it's a good investment to do. I am not getting anywhere this kind of return. So they have invested money in that kind of bonds. Amazon also came up with one bond called, their corporate bond, 0.40%, $8 billion. Huge amount of money has come into that. In our situation also, as I mentioned, people are looking at the rate of return. Say six, where is 6%, 5.56, depending on the age, and where is 0.20, 0.70, 0.90? Big amount of difference. Lot of individuals who are looking at this, they invest money in guaranteed products. If I tell you that there are option available, Mr. Customer, you have option to invest at 0.90% in Singapore, and in India you get 6%, maybe 5.5%. Where will you invest? And in current situation, you have money, and you say, I have invested good amount of money in equity, amount I want to invest in and you have guaranteed product in Singapore having 0.9%, and guaranteed product in India which gives you maybe 5.5%. Where will you invest? I'm sure you'll say, I will see the product which is 5.5%. Definitely, it is much better. So that's why a lot of individuals are investing. Look at every country, every country has reduced their interest rates and a very low rate. Yeah, so understand this reason why people are investing. Look at now the benefits which Max Life gives to their customers. Apart from not only life insurance, apart from the rate of return, we also give many other benefits to our customers. They can buy when they are abroad, correct? And all of you are very familiar with Empro, whether Indian or whether NRI. You don't require any hard copy of any document, correct? Indian also, we don't require any hard copy, we all require a soft copy. But it makes sense for an NRI. Why? Because he is not in India, he cannot send a courier, and it is very expensive to send a courier. So for him or her, this is very important parameter. Third, they can invest in any currency they want to invest in. So if, let's say, I have a client who lives in Dubai, who lives in Abu Dhabi, let's say UAE, and he wants to send money in dirhams. Definitely, he can send in dirhams. If a person lives in Australia, he can send in Australian dollar. If a person sends in US dollar, he can send as per his choice. Fourth, and dear friends, this is a very important thing. This, I believe, this will be a very important parameter for any NRI to invest in India. The fourth point, easy remittances of claims. At the time of claim, which means maturity or death claim, if the customer has sent money in any other currency apart from Indian rupee, Max Life is the only company which pays back them in their own currency in which they want. So I'll give an example for you to understand. NRI invest, let's say, in US dollar, right? Or in Australian dollar. At the time of any company, wherever they invest, they have to have an Indian bank account, because the redemption or the maturity will always come in Indian bank account. Every company, you whether invest in mutual fund, maybe you invest in a bank, or whether you invest in property or invest in gold or mutual, or wherever you invest, the person must have an Indian bank account. Now, there are options. There are chances that the customer may not have an Indian bank account. There are chances where the customer says, "My, I have taken this policy on my child. Child is born in New Zealand. He never comes to India, and he will never come to India. He will never open a bank account in India." So for them, this is very important. We are unique in that. At the time of maturity, since he has paid in foreign currency, we can pay back in foreign currency, whichever currency they want. So that's one very, very important parameter. Lastly, there is a waiver of GST if the customer pays in from foreign currency, or if the customer pays from NRE account of India, then the GST which is levied on traditional policies will be waived off, provided all the GST waiver documents are received by us in 7 days of making the payment. So let's say the policy has been applied today, and you send us documents for GST waiver which are very simple. All documents you collect from the customer itself. You send us tomorrow, maybe in 5 days, the GST will be waived off. If you have taken the money from the customer, we will pay back the GST back. If you have not taken the GST from customer, you have just taken the base premium, you have to still give the document, so that we fund the GST amount in the policy, and policy will get issued. So let's say the premium is 5 lakh rupees and 22,500 is the GST. You collected only 5 lakhs from the customer. You give us a document, 22,500 max life will fund into the policy and issue the policy. The customer need not pay that 22,500. But if you have collected 5 lakh 22,500, then give the documents. We will revert that or reverse that 22,500 to the customer. So this is required at each transaction level. Every transaction he has to give this, because GST is waived off for each transaction. Yeah. Uh, so that's that's the benefits which we give to our clients. Now, very important point for all of you guys. Very, very important point. We have seen how this business is doing. We have seen how we want to do. But I want you, because you are ATMs, some of our participants are agency associates as well. It is important for you, because your job majorly is to recruit agent and to develop an agent. Now, if you want to participate in this kind of growth story, you have to recruit agents as well, who can give you this kind of benefit, this kind of business. Where from you will get this? In my recommendation to everyone, I'm giving you 15 seconds. Pull up the paper and pen and write down. Please pick up your paper and pen and write down. This could be really helpful for all of you in when you recruit the agent, right? So therefore, it is important for you to get these guys for your recruitment. So there is a person called Alex. Alex, I know you understand there is a problem could be that the person is investing through wealth management. Guys, we will talk about it. Hold on for your comments. Thank you. I give you 15 seconds. Come up with your paper and pen, and I will share with you how and from where you can recruit agents. These are very, very important places, and you can actually make a note of it. Let me share with you areas of prospecting and areas of recruiting. Now, during this time, there are a lot of people who actually do business with NRIs, but usually do not do life insurance business with them. And in current situation, all these people are facing a lot of challenges, and therefore you can actually recruit these people. They will be actually a lot of people have recruited them and they got benefit. One by one, I will tell you. Number one, property management services. A lot of NRIs have their properties back in India. People living abroad, they have some properties in India. Now, they are not in India. So who looks after that property? Could be their family members, or could be a person who is an agent, the real estate broker who gives properties on rent and gives on rent, that person. So what the NR gives their keys of the house, and the person shows the keys shows the house to a person who looks for rent, and then collect the brokerage, and all the rents he transfers to customers NRO. Remember, the rental income of NRI goes into NRO account. And if you ask me what is NRO, we will talk about it. Don't worry. NRO account it goes. Now, in current situation, friends, understand. In current situation, in current situation, the problem is people are not people are not looking at houses for rent. Why? Because people are going back to their own cities, people are back to their own towns, and nobody is getting transferred from one city to another city. So there is no person to occupy a new house. How a broker will earn money? A broker earns money only when a new property or a property is now taken by a new tenant. New tenant is not getting into the property. So what's the problem? The problem is broker is not able to earn money. Can you get him to this business? He has a lot of NRIs. He has a lot of NRI customers for whose house has been given on rent by this broker. Right? This broker knows the NRI. He has the trust of the NRI because NRI has given their keys of home or house keys to this broker. He can actually help him. How? Let me tell you. If let's say Shwetav is NRI and I am a broker of this house, I will say, Shwetav, you have this tenant who gives you 25,000 rupees rent. It goes to NRO account, right, Shwetav? So he will say yes, 25,000 goes to account. So Shwetav, this goes to NRO account. Now NRO account, whatever interest you generate, it is taxable in India. And remember, guys, listen to me carefully. All the interest, Shweta, you are earning from your NRO account, maybe you are doing a fixed deposit. Your fixed deposit may give you 6%, 5.5%, but the bank will deduct 30% TDS on. So actually, you are earning only 4.5%. Now, I have come with a new solution to this. Many of my clients actually have done this work. That their 20,000 rent, they are investing in a product which gives you tax-free return and a much beneficial kind of product, which is called a smart wealth plan. Now, the interest rate is guaranteed not only on your today's investment but also your future investment. In a smart wealth plan, what happens? You invest today, you know your interest rate today, and your future year's premium also, you know what's the interest rate. So that's a better solution, and it has got life insurance coverage also, and the return is completely tax free. Yeah, so this could be a better advantage or better product for you to invest in. Wouldn't you like to invest around 10,000, maybe 15,000 rupees from your rental to this product? If I tell two of my clients or five of my clients, even one of them they get, I think it would be very good for me. Why? 1,20,000, maybe 2.5 lakhs, 3 lakh rupees premium from five customers is a very good source of business. Correct? That's one. Second, people who are in travel and tourism industry, in hotel industry, in industry which is related to vacation. Many people from Kerala, maybe from Goa, and many other places, they are dependent on this kind of occupation. Hit lot of challenges in this industry, airline industry. Let me tell you one example. Thomas Cook, employee, thought about whether she will have a job in Access or not, because the challenge with them is they plan for vacation. People don't know. People don't go now. But do they have a lot of NRI clients? They do have a lot of them, because they do ticketing, they do their vacation planning, they do their, when they come to India, they do a lot of their work for them. So this could be really good benefit for them. Can you recruit them? It could be really good for you. Third, immigration services. Immigration services, people who help individuals to get a job abroad. कुछ लोग होते हैं ना जो इंडिया से लोगों को बाहर भेजते हैं जॉब के लिए. Yeah, those people, why they are important? Because in current situation, nobody is getting job abroad. Nobody is going out to get a job. Nobody is trying to go abroad. There are no flights, no ways you can go out. No jobs are also available. So How will these people earn money? But do they have NRI clients? Thousands of them, hundreds of them. In last so many years, they would have sent people abroad. They would have sent people abroad, so many people. Now they are NRIs. Can they call that, I helped you get a job. I want, you are running good. Now I think you should save money for yourself and for your family. So this could be real them. This is another recruitment source. Fourth, retired banker. A lot of retired bankers, they have their NRI customers when they were working. They used to give or have a relationship with their NRI customers. So please recruit them. If you know a retired banker, one or two NRI policies is guaranteed. That's what I can tell you. Real estate agents who are dealing in buying and selling of real estate, not only rentals, real estate also. They know a lot of non-resident because NRIs used to invest a lot of money in properties. Forex, people send money from abroad to India to their families. They also, and they send through forex exchanges. Can they give you referrals? Can they become agent? Yes, why not? And they know a lot of non-residents. That could be one. Wedding and event planning. When NRIs come to India, they attend or they manages one or two events in India, like birthday parties, maybe could be marriage function or something like that. The party hall, the marriage hall, the event planning hall, the hotels, they are also not doing much good. They are also not doing well nowadays. So they know a lot of NRIs. Do you know anyone who is into that? Medical tourism, a very important source. Whenever an NRI come to India, he or she ideally goes to a doctor. Why? To For a health checkup. Maybe a dentist, maybe anyone who is into hospital of dentist or something like eyes, eye testing and all those. It is very economical in India, but it is very expensive abroad. So a lot of people know them also. Nobody is now going to hospital and places like that because of current situation. Hospitals are only for COVID patients. If let me give an example. I know a person who works with one of a big hospital chain of India in Delhi, and he was saying, my all if, I just tell you, many hospitals you will find a separate division for non-residents, foreigners. Why? Because they bring a lot of money to them. So a person I met, and he told, Dinesh, nowadays we are not getting any person from abroad for this kind of work. What do I do? I told, why don't you join Max Life as an agent? He told, is it good? Is it good? I think agent was not that great. I told, no, it is very good. Lot of high net worth individuals, they join us, and they join us as an agent. See how it, my recommendation to everyone is, please understand, I have given you ways of from where you can recruit agents. um, you may know any of them, you may know any of know from someone else. If I ask you, you don't know, you say, I don't know anyone who gives houses on rent. Now what do I do? Yes, it is possible that you may not know, but can you get from your friends? I am a part of a lot of WhatsApp group of my friends. I can ask any one of them, guys, any of you know a person who gives houses on rent? I want to take help of that person. Can you recommend any one of them? My friend circle, my known people, they can help me. My office colleagues can help me. My own agents can help me. I can take agent referral from them. My agents might be knowing them, na? People who are in travel and tourism industry, I can ask my agents, I can ask my friends, immigration services, retired bankers. There's a lot of kind of people you can talk about, from your own agents, from your own known people, from your friend circle. So if you recruit one or two people from these segments, your NRI business is going to come surely. Why it is important? Because every NRI case, average case size is around 2,25,000 rupees premium. 2,25,000 is the average case size. Yeah, that's what case size is the best thing or benefit of NRI business. Now, I'm sure you would have noted down this. My recommendation to all of you: utilize this these sources from where you can recruit people. Let me also now go to writing. All of you have been doing NRI business, maybe or may not be, but you should know about how and what are the restrictions in current situation we have put on NRI and where we can source, where we cannot source. So let me start this underwriting grid for non-resident individuals. There are two kind of proposals on underwriting. One is protection and another is non-protection, which is savings and investment. So savings and investment, we have a separate underwriting guidelines, and term insurance, we have a separate underwriting guideline. So let me first talk about saving and investment, which include your SWP, MIP, FWP, PWP, and all those products. So in saving and investment product, we have divided categories. One is Platinum Wealth, PWP, MIP, Shiksha Plus, and Whole Life. It's a separate line. Smart Wealth Plan, Flexi Wealth Plan, Fast Track Super, GIP, FGP, AWP, SAP, and LPP Super. And third line is FIVP and GLIP. Now, in this also, in country wise, we have put some restriction. So therefore, we are divided sum assured basis the country the person lives in. And I'm talking about the life insured who lives in. If the life insured lives in US, UK, if the life insured lives in China, Brazil, Italy, France, we've done this separately because China, Brazil, Italy, France, and Germany are badly hit by COVID. All other standard countries like Australia, Japan, Middle East, Singapore, Canada, and other countries, and some countries are rated up little higher riskier like Nigeria, Kenya, Indonesia, Uganda, Rwanda, like that. Now, if the product is PWP, MIAP, Whole Life, and Shiksha Plus, no upper cap. You can go up to any non-medical limits as per your titanium medical grade. If the product is SWP, US, UK, we have a limit of 1 crore. China, Brazil, Italy, France, Spain, Germany, 50 lakhs. Other standard countries, no limit. Rated up country, or it is case to case basis. If the person lives in Nigeria, Kenya, Indonesia, Rwanda, Uganda, then it will be case to case basis the customer's profile. If it's FIP GLIP, no problems, anywhere you can give. Now, second comes is protection, term insurance. In term insurance, we are giving to NRIs, not OCIs, NRIs who are from UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada and Switzerland. If they are currently in India, if any of the person who lives in that country but currently in India, then we are giving up to 2 crores sum assured. The person must be graduate, 10 lakhs of income, and age between 18 to 45, and medically is mandatory. So this is what term insurance is. This is the first step towards opening up term insurance. Before this, we were not giving any term insurance to NRIs. Now this is the starting point. Maybe in few weeks time, you will find more NRIs in terms of term insurance, but the current term is this. Rider, ADD rider is applicable to NRIs who live in standard countries. No other rider is allowed to NRIs. So WAP rider, CI rider, all those other riders are not applicable. Your COVID rider is not applicable to NRI. Yeah. So this is about underwriting of NRIs. We will share underwriting guideline after this webinar, and I request all the NRI BDMs to share these guidelines to all our ADMs who have joined here, so that there is a clarity on underwriting guideline. Before I move to the process, and I ask you to share some of the things which I am going to share. I'm going to also share some success stories I'm sure you are getting every day we are getting a very good success stories across the country. Now it can be metro city, it can be from Kerala, it can be from Delhi, it can be from UP. Everywhere we are getting this from current class, new agents, AIMs, established class. Every class is doing this business. The only thing which you require, friends, is you should know a person who live abroad. So if you know a person who live abroad, he can do business. That's simple as that. So there are some myths I want to clarify here for all of you. The myths: only vintage agents, top. This business is done by only top agents. No, friends, no. It is done by every agent, top or new agent knows a customer. That's it. Number two myth which people say: NRI is very difficult to approach and convince. They are difficult to approach because they live in different time zone. You may have to contact late night, contact late evening. You may have to contact in different time because they live in different time zone. So that's why it is difficult. However, let me tell you, NR very approachable. You have to call and speak in your local language. Many of them actually talk and think, want to talk in local language, which is Indian language. Okay, uh, they want simple, sharp communication, not all those gyans and nothing. Sharp, simple communication. A lot of people believe that only Kerala, Goa, Tamil Nadu, Mumbai, Gujarat they do NRI business. Answer is no. Everywhere this business is done. You can look at Jamshedpur, you can look at Punjab, at Haryana, Rajasthan, UP have so many places. Bihar we have seen, Telangana, Haryana, Maharashtra, Kerala, Goa, Karnataka. So definitely they all know about them that they do. Tamil Nadu, Andhra, all those regions we know about it. But other parts of our country also we see many cities doing NRI business, and the volume of or the value of the business is too high. Not just 1 lakh, 2 lakh, they have 5 lakhs, 20 lakh as well. Many people say that the economies abroad are slowing. People are losing the jobs. How can we have insurance policy for our clients? Jobs are lost in India abroad. Does it mean that the world has come to an end? Answer is no. Many NRIs are only blue collar job people have, mostly blue collar job people have lost their job. Much, but majority of clients are little high net worth individuals, and therefore most of them are going on well. That's why our business is growing. You have seen how business has grown. Documentation, let me tell you, very simple documentation. You may find it difficult in first time because it is new to you. If you are aware about the documentation, it will be very easy for you. Let me tell you. Now, last point before I move towards, I have to teach you much about how to sell, but I'm just going to share, how to present to an NRI in a simple, in 10-15 minutes time. I want to actually tell about some very important point, which I believe it is important for all of us, is showing a NRI as a resident Indian in proposal form is miserable. Uh, if I have seen in not all the cases, but very few cases, the agent or the ADM has in the proposal form there is an NRI client who has now proposal form they shown Indian. The first question in MPRO, guys, if you recall, if you know how MPRO works, the first question in MPRO is the customer is an NRI or not, right? Customer is what's the residency status of the customer, nationality of the customer. If the customer is NRI, he has to be shown as NRI. He cannot be shown as an Indian. If anyone who is involved in showing this, it is completely different. It has its own challenges, not only towards customer, but also towards company. We have to comply to many requirements, many laws we have to come with, and therefore, if we are doing that work, Max Life will not be able to comply to those requirements, which is international laws, and therefore it could be a lot of challenges which can jeopardize the brand image of company. It can also levy financially on Max Life. So therefore, never ever indulge in this kind of thing. We may also deny the death claim to a client in case of death happening abroad. So therefore, my only submission is, if a customer is NRI, it has to be shown as NRI. If the customer is an Indian, resident Indian, he has to be shown as resident Indian. As simple as that. Yeah. Now let me move to another section of this webinar, which is about sales process. And I'll take 15 minutes maximum so that we focus more on the questions which you have, if you have any. I have disabled the chat just for some time, and then we will open up the chat as well. This is the list of your BDMs in your states. If you are from, you just look at the states where you live in, and you will find the BDM name who looks after NRI business of your regional zone, and mobile number of the respective BDMs is also mentioned. If you have any challenges, any questions, any help item from us on NRI business, please con- contact your NRI BDM, and don't hesitate to reach out to them. Yeah. So you can just look at it. Archana is for North, Arpit for UP, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Atul is for Gujarat, Bhina is for Mumbai, Rohit is for Kerala, Goa, and Mangalore, Belgaum, Hubli. Shwetav is for Bangalore and Mysore. Imran is for Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and rest of Tamil Nadu and Andhra. Sunil is for Hyderabad, Odisha, West Bengal, and Bihar. Gaurav is for Maharashtra, except Mumbai, MP, and Chhattisgarh. So these are the mobile numbers. Just note down if you want to, and you can ask any questions on NRI business related. Now let me move to another section of sales. I don't have to teach you the sales cycle. All of you are very expert in that, how to approach, need analysis, solution, rejection, handling, closing. But tell you how NRI business is little different than very important. You have to tell all your agents, and you have to tell all your agents to make their P3, P5, P10. If you say that agent has known only one person who lives abroad, don't worry. That one person also can be a blank check. Okay, that all the neighbor colleagues of earlier organization, you are part of your Facebooks. Facebook, and you look at your Facebook, look at your WhatsApp group, maybe your WhatsApp of your school time, maybe your maybe a RD or apartment, maybe your earlier organization where you're working earlier, and you see the WhatsApp numbers. If the number does not start with +1, he is an NRI. He lives abroad. Just look at your school friends. I remember, I am a part of my school WhatsApp group, and my first organization where I was working, I just during this pandemic time, lockdown time, we had a group. We started just look at the numbers. And property the agent, if your investment, maybe you earn only 1%, and I give you an option of investing in 5.5%, definitely it's an added advantage to you. So if I tell my intermediary friends that, dear friend, can you help me with one or two names who are living abroad, your friends, I can always talk to them, and if they want, they can buy. If they do not want, definitely there is no hard and fast that they have to buy. Number three, existing customers. Lot of our established class agents say that I don't have names. I don't have anyone whom I can contact. Many of our prior agents also say that I've already utilized my natural market. Their own known Indian customers, have they asked NRI list from them? So let's say Darshan is my friend or Darshan is my customer whom I have sold a policy earlier, some 2 years back. I go and talk. I talk to Darshan. How are you, Darshan? Everything is all right, and all those greetings. And then I say, Darshan, we have now come up with a non-resident, life insurance policies where we give a lot of benefits to our non-resident clients, NRI clients. Now, I would like to take 5 minutes of your time, and I would like to showcase what benefits we give to NRIs. Would you be okay in giving you 5 minutes time? If he says okay now, or if he says okay later on, let's. But I don't know. I am not an NRI, so I will ask him that if you can give minutes time. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to tell you to buy anything from me, but I want your help item in increasing my business, and you could really help a person itself when they invest money in India. And therefore I require 5 minutes time. And I, in this 5 minutes, I will tell why NRIs will invest money in India. If you recall this slide, why NRIs are investing in India, this slide, and then equity slide and the interest rate slide. If you recall, we will share these two slides with all of you, and you can share with the client. See, in India, you invest in equity, you get so much good returns. In India, when you invest in guaranteed products, you get so much of returns. Therefore, a lot of Indians who live abroad, they invest money in India. Now, my product is so good nowadays that we are giving such a kind of benefits to our NRI customers, which nobody gives. If you help me with one or two known people of yours who live abroad, I will contact them, or you can help me with their introduction. So can you call him and tell that I heard good things about Dinesh, and he was telling me that for NRIs there is something good. If you can just give your 15-20 minutes, you would like to share something. You may buy, you may not buy, but I think it could be a value addition for your time if you give. So if in this case, if you ask your agents to actually talk with their existing customers and take referrals from them, it could be really good. Lot of our good established class agents who are performing well, they are doing this work. They are doing this work and they are getting good success also. Don't ask just referral of NRA. Ask anyone you know who live in Dubai, anyone you know who live in US, anyone do you know who live in Australia. US and Middle East countries are the largest population of Indians. And therefore, if you know in these countries, you will. And if the person says, no, I don't know, but I know someone living in Austria, okay, you give that details to me, or you call him, or you send him a message saying that Dinesh was talking something very good about NRIs, and he has something good ideas to share with. Just listen to him. I think it could be worthwhile for your time to spend that half an hour time. You may get a call and you may get a good business out of it. So my recommendation to you, do this in prospecting. Then how to approach? We have, in this current situation, you can't meet them face to face. You have to use digital. WhatsApp, email, voice call, or video call. We have all these things available, ready-made for you. Email is already there for you. We will share this. WhatsApp message, very sharp, crisp message on NRI benefits. We will send you. What to talk when if you speak to them over video call or a voice call. You can talk about what is the unique offering which we give to NRIs and participate in India growth story, and you can take all these benefits when you are in your country of residence. And we can help you with the understanding of all these things if you give a convenient time for us to discuss over a conference call with my NRI expert. It could be you, it could be LPC, it could be LND manager, it could be NRI PDM, anyone, or it could be office. So take out time, and I think it will be very, very well. Maybe WhatsApp message could be really good, and the objective of sending WhatsApp message is to get a time from the client, right? That's what we want. Now, after prospecting, the point is, what about Max Life? I'm sure you would know better than me. You know, every day and day out, you do this. What Max Life is, credentials of Max Life, the kind of product, the kind of need analysis we do. So all these things you know about it. But while need analysis for NRIs, you need to remember four things. 4 extra things. Number one, what is the kind of uh, return which these customers get in their own country? A lot of people say, I get 4% return on my investment in the UK. You are giving me 6% on your return. I don't see any benefit. I'll tell you, I met a client, online. Customer was saying, I told that we give 5.5%. Customer told, I already get 6% in UK. I said, what's the problem? Why are you should invest money in India? 10 minutes we discussed, and then I asked him, sir, what kind of investment gives you that 4.5, 5, 6% in your country? I never heard in UK you get so much of return. He told, yeah, I invest in index funds. I told, hello, this is equity. I am talking about guarantee product. They are different. How can you compare equity versus index funds? How can you compare index funds versus your assured wealth plan? It is not comparable. We give guarantee. Equity does not give guarantee. In most of the places, most of the countries, people believe that indexed funds is equal to safety. Okay, equity index fund is equal to safety. That's what their perception is. So we need to look at the kind of return which these countries gives. In equity, definitely they get 6%. In India, you cannot get 6% in equity. You will get more, right? So you should know about those investments. Don't worry if you don't know. We don't want you to be, knowing at current situation. You may increase your knowledge in few times when you go on lot of sales calls, sales meetings. Second, you should also know repatriation requirement of the client, where the client requires money in. Indians, when we talk to Indians living in India, we say, you invest for these many years, you will get money after these many years. Absolutely good. That's simple. But for NRIs, you should know, where do they want money to be given to them. So if you tell me, Dinesh, I am an Indian resident living in India, you will get this money. That's good. But if I am an NRI, you should ask me, you are getting this money, Dinesh, but where do you want this money to be? Where do you want this money to be given to you? India or abroad? Very important question for you. Thirdly, taxation impact. We will share the taxation impact with you. Different countries levise different tax on the life insurance proceeds. Not only in India, it is tax free. In India, it is tax free, but in many countries, it can be tax free. It can be taxable. Whether it is beneficial even after taxation, answer is, you have to look at what's the benefit of investing in India. Majority of the countries, it is beneficial for people to invest in India. We will share those details in detail with you. We have dedicated presentations for each person, in fact, each country. So if you have a client living in Dubai, we have a dedicated presentation for people living in Dubai. If you want a client to, who live in US, we have a presentation for people living in US. Their taxation, their currency, their investment returns, what they get in that country. So we will tell you, in US, this is what you get in equity. This is what you get in debt, in guaranteed products. This is a taxation on that investment. This is the currency fluctuation of US dollars versus India. And why, summary, why you should invest money in India. That will be present in that presentation. UK presentation, Australia, New Zealand, every country we have a presentation for. So you can just ask, you have to just ask, you have to just ask your NRI BDM. They will send you that country's presentation to you. You can use that, and it has a product presentation as well. PWP, SWP, all those presentations also can be added to that. This is an example from a US point of view. Objections, only 4 objections. And my dear friend, I'm not going to teach you now because the paucity of time, but my recommendation to you is, learn these things. These are important. Only 4 objections comes from NRIs. Only 4. Fifth one is very common. A lot of people say, I don't have money, I don't trust, I don't have time. All those objections which we talk about, they are there. No money objection will not be there with NRIs. Very, very, you can say remotely, you will find this kind of objection that I don't have money. You will find objections that Indian rupee is devaluing. why I should invest money in India. What are the taxation impact? You will get this question. You will get this question that I am not an Indian. I am a, I am actually a Canadian. I am having Canadian citizenship. My child is born in Canada. Will I buy? Can I buy this? I don't want money in India. I want money in back in Austria, Australia. Will you give me? You may say, "Arey, you should know these questions." So currency fluctuations, we will tell you little detail it is. So I don't want to, take this question now. We have a dedicated presentation for this, which you can help and yourself. But yes, from simple objection point of view, people say my child is born in Australia. He's an Australian national. He never came to India. Can he buy? Why I should buy? He's not an Indian. Why I should invest in Indian company? He can buy. They are called as OCIs, people who were Indians and who now left their Indian citizenship. Now they are different countries citizen. They are called as OCI, Overseas Citizen of India. And overseas citizen of India can invest in Indian life insurance policies. They can't vote in Indian election. They can't buy a new agricultural land in India. They cannot hold government, um, you know, what do you say, jobs like President of India, Prime Minister, and those kind of jobs. Rest everything they can do, what you and me can do, right? That is the benefit which Government of India gives. So they can buy in India. They can buy a life insurance policy. Question is, if they buy, I don't get money abroad. Max Life is the only company which sends money abroad also. If you pay in US dollars or any other currency, you can get the money abroad also as per your choice, as I mentioned earlier. So don't worry about repatriation and don't worry about your citizenship. That is not going to impact your benefits. And a lot of people say, my child, I am taking this policy on my child who is born. He is not an Indian. He will never come to India. Why I should invest? He can invest. Yes, why he should invest is because he get higher return in India than what you get in abroad countries. So that's one very important point which we want to mention about. Lastly, closing and referral. I don't have to teach you. You know better. Closing, you know how you do it every day. Uh, Referral, I want to definitely tell you. You must collect and tell the agent to and teach your agent on why they should collect referrals. NRIs, and I am talking specifically for NRIs, all non-resident Indians, they live in very close community abroad. They live in very close community. Nearby people, they celebrate their, the holidays, they celebrate their festivals together. And therefore, they know a lot of Indians living there in their city and their neighborhood. Please always collect reference. If you have closed one policy, professionally, if you ask and if you teach your agents how to ask professionally, you should ask. I do my living by talking to clients, and I do work with when I talk to my clients and when I make new clients. Now, since did you like my services? Did you like the product which I told you? They say yes. Can you introduce me to three families living in India? Three families living in your city, in your locality, who are from India. I will talk to them. I want to talk to them, or you can introduce me to them, and I will do the same work which I have done with you. Maybe they may not require this right now. They may not know about this right now. But if it is, convenient for you, you could help me, and you could help them as well. I will not, what you say, if I will not push them to buy a life insurance policy from me, but I will always do a need analysis. I can suggest a right product for them. Whenever they want this product to buy, they are free to buy from me. So that's how you can always teach your agents in taking the reference. I've already mentioned this. Last point I would like to share. Please tell your, you need to get your agents, make their prospect list. Make their prospect list, whether they are current class, whether they are established class. For established class, if they don't have their own prospect list, they utilize their prospects, take referrals from Indian customers. Take reference from Indian customers. If you don't know people, your customers may know people living abroad, and customers who live abroad, whether they are known to you, whether they are not known to you, they have the same challenge: lower interest rates abroad. They also understand that guarantee makes a very, very important thing in life when they invest money in. And Indian government in India, your product is much better than the products available. Why? Because your smart well plan gives you guarantee not only on your current investment but also for your future investments. You will not find much competition from Indian companies. You may find in few of them, but majority you will not find competition. It's just relationship building. It's just about talking wisely with them and helping them take the decision. That's about it. This is the summary which we will share in each country's presentation. After this, we will share the presentations with all of you in just a short while. Use them. I think you can do really well. We have just compared UK, Australia, US, and many other. Taxation also impact is there. So that's all from my side. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining in. I know there are a lot of questions. We will answer those questions. I'll go one by one. Maybe Darshan, you can unmute yourself. You can also take few questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shweta, if you can help me with some questions, will you be able to see some questions here?
Yeah, definitely, sir. I'll ask the questions. So there is one question from Mr. Alex Thomas. If the client is ready for the mandatory medical outside India where he is living, I think we should allow them to apply for term plan with us through e-model.
Okay, good question. I will take that, Darshan. You will take taxation question. So yes, Alex, you are right. However, in current situation, I'm not talking about future. I'm talking about currently. Our reinsurer has told that we will not accept term insurance of a customer who is an NRI, who is not in India. Okay, so maybe the customer is ready for medicals. It's not about medicals. It's about risk. However, we have made representations to reinsurers, and reinsurers are reconsidering this. I don't know when they will come up with new guideline, what that new guideline be, but in current situation, this is not allowed. As soon as we also want this to open up, as soon as it happens, we will inform you, Alex. Yeah. So next question, Shweta.
Another interesting question that is there in Empro policy sourcing outside India option is not active. It has to be corrected. So
okay. So do not worry. Outside India is not active currently, but you still can go through e-model. The sourcing is in India, which means the agent is in India. Okay. So don't worry about it. Whatever is available, you can continue going it. And we are issuing hundreds of policies with that under e-model. You just have to get the e-model documents. Okay. Go ahead, Shweta.
Proposer stays in India and life to be insured is in abroad. Can we log in the case?
Yes, why not? I mean, no problems at all. As I mentioned, e-model is available. In e-model means the life insured is abroad. Okay. You can definitely do that. Term insurance not allowed in current situation. The rest all products are allowed. SWP, FWP, all those products are allowed. Not a problem at all. So you can go ahead. So there's a lot of people who does this business. Like the grandparent is in India and the grandchild is abroad, right? So grandparent gift some money to the grandchild, and so we require income. We don't require anything from child. We just require his photograph with the passport, a selfie with the passport, and that's it. And you can go ahead. Yeah. Over to you, Shweta.
Sir, there is another question. A lot of people have this query. Can we recruit agents outside India? Like NRI as an agent or an AIM?
No, no, no. So, good question. In current situation, we cannot recruit. There are many reasons for this. One, the agent has to be in India for giving exam, and he has to also come to office. If you recall, for AIMs, we have some guideline that they have to join office training and all those. I understand they can join from anywhere in the world, but in current situation, the approval is only for people living in India. Yeah.
Right, sir. Sir, can we give policy to merchant navy people, those who are
Oh,
working?
yes, definitely. You can give. As I mentioned, you also can give term insurance provided they are in India and their company is headquarters as those countries which I mentioned, like Saudi, UAE, Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, or Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, Canada, Switzerland, and Hong Kong. So these are the countries where it is allowed. If the you have to just check with the merchant navy that the last contract paper. Every merchant navy will have a contract. So just check the contract. You will find address of the company. Okay, address of the company. So you will find the address. If that address of the company is of these countries, you can give term insurance as well, up to 2 crores of sum assured. If the customer is in India, you can give other products as well. Definitely, it's possible.
So there is another question. I'm just coagulating it. Is PAN card necessary? And sometimes while logging in GLIP, it is getting difficult for NRIs, those who don't have PAN card.
I understand. Good question. Whomsoever has asked this. Okay, good. Understand. PAN number. Darshan, you would like to take this question or should I take it?
You can.
Okay, I'll take. So, PAN number is an Indian income tax number. Remember, PAN number is an Indian income tax number, which means PAN card is required only when you have an Indian income of more than 2.5 lakh rupees, right? If your Indian taxable income is more than 2.5 lakhs, then you must require PAN number. Many NRIs do not have Indian income, so no PAN number, and not PAN number is not mandatory. They may have, they may not have. So majority of our people, our customers, our clients do not have their PAN number. So when you go to Empro and log in the proposal, and when you tick NRI, PAN number will become optional. If you don't tick NRI, PAN number it will ask, right? You have to take NRI. The first question is residential status, NRI or a Indian, resident Indian. When you tick NRI, PAN number and Aadhaar number, both will become optional. Aadhaar number is not mandatory for NRIs. PAN number is not mandatory for NRIs. Just remember this. Yeah. Go ahead.
Another question is there, like after we have sourced the policy, are we sending hard copy to NRIs in their foreign address?
So policy document we are talking about. Okay.
Right.
So
right.
policy document, currently we are not sending any document abroad. It is very expensive, and most of the clients, they know how to deal with soft copies. They also give their email indemnity. Therefore, they are comfortable with email. So it costs huge amount of money to send document which is thick book. It is very expensive to send it. So the best way is we usually send a soft copy of the policy document to the client's registered email ID. And if you want, you can actually take help of your office operations people. They can also download the soft copy of policy document from their system and can send to the client's email address. That is much better way of sending policy document instead of sending a hard copy of policy document. But if the client insists and they say nothing happening, I want this, and all those reasons why I want the policy document abroad, few exceptions we can do, but they are only exceptions. And I believe it is no, uh, benefit of sending a hard copy document outside by spending thousands of rupees. One paper, one A4 size paper, if you have to send to UK, it will cost around 600, 700, sometimes 1,000 rupees. So for a document like 25, 30 pages, it may require 5 to 7,000 rupees. why to spend that money? That's the question. Yeah.
So
One
another
more question on PAN card, Dinesh, which Bobby is asking, where GLIP income is more than 2.5 lakh rupees, how to justify non-PAN card requirement? So the question is simple. At the time of login, there is no income, so PAN card is not required at that stage. If in the year of annuity receipt, if income is more than 2,50,000, then definitely they should apply the PAN card, and PAN card can be easily applied online. There is no hassle right now because the procedures are online, and one can get PAN card online within 7 days. So there is no problem in applying PAN card. There is one more question about giving local numbers. When a customer is not having Indian number, can he give local number? Yes, it is completely fine. One can give their foreign contact number. Even if they are not having any Indian address proof, it is fine. It is completely fine. Many OCIs do not have Indian address proof. We require foreign address proof compulsorily, right? Foreign mobile number is fine. There is no need to even have Indian bank account. Even person does not have even Indian bank account, it is fine. We can log in the policy basis, foreign bank account, foreign address, foreign mobile
Yeah.
number.
So I would like to answer that one more point on this. If the customer does not have an Indian bank account, you will ask, how will I log in? In my NEFT details, I require that. I understand. The customer does not have an Indian account number, bank account. That means he has a foreign bank account. Correct? What you have to do is, in the banks, in the NEFT details, you have to mention the name of the account holder, which is the customer name, foreign bank account number. When it says account number, you can mention the foreign account number, name of the bank, foreign bank. So for example, if the person has a Commonwealth Bank in Australia, just write Commonwealth Bank Australia. Fine. They will ask IFSC code and MICR code. There you have to leave or in foreign banks you do not have a MICR, neither you have a IFSC code. So you have to put dummy details. Okay, you have to put dummy details. IFSC is a 11-digit number, MICI is a 9-digit number. So just put any 11-digit number in IFSC and any 9-digit number in MICR, and you can go ahead. That's how you will log in a case when a customer does not have an Indian bank account or he does not want to give Indian bank account. However, you will require a foreign bank account, maybe check copy or maybe a welcome letter or maybe a bank statement or whatever copy like what you get from the Indian clients for their bank NEFT. Same is the case for NRA also for a foreign bank account. Shadav, any other question?
One more question, Dinesh. Term plan in UAE.
Term plan in UAE. Okay. So as I mentioned, term plan is allowed for people living in the UAE provided the customer is currently in India. So if the customer is in India, we can apply for term plan. But if the customer is not in India, we cannot apply in current situation. You may get a reconsideration in the underwriting guidelines. We don't know when it will come, but whenever it comes, we will inform you. As soon as it comes.
A few more questions I answered, Dinesh. There is a question where a person in India later shifted abroad can take.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear you, Darshan. There is a disconnect in the voice. Shweta, you are there? Can you speak? I think there's a connection
Yeah.
issue with Darshan.
Yeah, so there's a question that a client is coded in India but later shifts abroad. Can they do policy as an agent?
Agent coded later shift to abroad. Can they sell policy?
Means that they have taken a policy when they were in. They have taken a code when they were in India, but now they have moved abroad.
Online they can sell. There's no problem. Go ahead.
And sir, another query is that GST exemption process is taking a bit time. How to convince the client?
Okay, good. So there are two things I remember. I understand your question and thank you for your feedback. There are two things which you need to remember. Number one, you can collect premium without GST from the customer. Okay, you can collect premium without GST from the customer. Also, after collecting the premium, you have to send the GST waiver documents. You do not wait for 7 days. Immediately, those documents are the same which you apply while you apply for a life insurance policy, except for one more, self-declaration, which is just a simple document. Every other document is available while you log in the policy. Send this document to your NRI medium for GST waiver. We will do this in 2-3 working days time. But if you don't send this on time, it becomes a challenge. The second option is you collect the premium plus the GST, issue the policy, and immediately after issuance, the next day, or you can send parallelly also, send the document for GST waiver. Policy will get issued parallelly and GST waiver will happen parallelly, and the GST which you collected will be charged back to the customer's account from wherever the customer has paid from. Remember, documents must have to be sent immediately after the money has been received. All documents are there with you. Do not waste time. Do not wait for month end. Just send these documents or tell the operations person, take help of the operations, take help of your NRI BDM. Everything is available with the client. Sometimes we face a challenge. Many times we have done GST waiver in just 1 hour time also, because documents were in place. Yeah. So my recommendation to you is GST waiver is very easy, provided you give the documents.
Sir, I think we have covered most of the question, but I'll also request you to just
There
speak.
is one more question. Empro is not moving if only base premium is taking from the customer.
Right.
Okay, good. That's a good question. So I want to clarify here from NRI customers. If you send a Empro link, Empro will ask you to pay premium plus GST. Let's say the premium is 5 lakhs, it will ask you 5,22,500. I understand. Don't worry. You and the customer says, I want to pay 5 lakhs. It's possible. How? You can select payment by check. Do not send Empro link. Select check and put a dummy number of check and move ahead in Empro. Tell the NRI BDM that I want a 5 lakh rupees ka link, Empro link, payment link to be sent to the customer. We have a separate module for NRI customers and we can send a separate link to the customer, which could be any amount, less than the premium plus GST, less than the premium. So for example, sometimes customer says, I want to pay 5 lakhs, but my limit of my transaction in a bank account is just 50,000. Can I make 10 transactions? Answer is yes, we can send the link 10 times. Customer says, you applied for 5 lakhs and there's a loading which has come of 1,000 rupees. How do I pay that loading? So 1,000 rupees ka link we will send. We can send that. So there's a separate payment link which all NRI BDMs have got. They can send a separate link of the amount of premium which you want to take from the customer. We can send that link to the customer. So that is possible. Yeah.
Another question is there, sir, will we transfer back the excess amount to his foreign bank account when the client have paid while paying in foreign currency if he is not having a bank account in India?
Yes, it is possible. See, understand, excess money can be transferred to foreign bank account or in Indian bank account as per his choice. However, remember, sending money to foreign bank account is not free of cost. Sending money to Indian bank account is free. Sending money to foreign bank account is very expensive. Every transaction cost ranges between 3,500 to 5,500 rupees. Every transaction, even if we have to send 2 rupees to the customer, we may have to spend 5,000 rupees. So see if it makes a business decision, a better business decision to transfer the excess money. So many a times the excess premium is just 500 rupees, maybe 1,500 rupees, 2,500 rupees. For sending 2,500, we will spend 5,000 rupees. Does it make a business decision better? I don't think so. So what we can do is, in that situation, we will keep this money with us. Okay, as the excess premium, we will pay the interest also on that. And we will utilize this money in the next premium due when it happens. instead of spending money abroad. But if the customer says the excess money is 20,000 rupees, so 1 lakh rupees, and I want the money abroad, I don't want anything to be done, all those things, we can transfer. We will require some documents to send the money abroad, definitely. Very simple documents, you don't have to worry about that. But very, very simple documents we require. And actually, not documents, we require forms to be filled, which the NRI BDM can help you in fill the form. It takes hardly 5 minutes to fill the form, and then we will send to the customer. Customer can send it back, and we can transfer the money abroad. But it is a expensive matter to send money abroad. So remember that. But yes, if you ask the question whether we can transfer the excess money to foreign account, answer is yes, we can, and we have done some cases because the amount was big. Yeah.
So there is another question. The transaction charges are applicable if premium is paid from outside India, like from their foreign account.
Okay, so it depends on the bank from where you have transferred the money. So let me tell you, there are few banks which charges, there are few banks which does not charges. Same bank charges for one customer separately. Same bank charges no charges for one other customer. It depends on how is the relationship with this customer and the bank. So example, and amount of charge also is different. So person sending money from Australia, usually Australian bank charges 20 Australian dollars, 20 to 25 Australian dollars, which is approximately 1000 to 1200 like that. Singapore charges, Singapore banks usually charges sometimes zero, sometimes 20 to 30 Singapore dollar, which is all, again, 1500, 1000 to 1500 rupees. People living in Canada, again $20 to $10 also sometimes, Canadian dollars. US ranges from zero to $75, ranges from zero to $75. So one customer who had an account in Bank of America, sorry, with Chase Bank, JP Morgan Chase, his relationship with the prior customer, premier priority customer, no charge. But another same bank, Chase Bank, of another customer, bank charges $75. So depend on which bank the customer is. Also, there are options available to transfer money from abroad which charges zero. But in that transactions, they come with exchanges like Remitly, Remit to India, ICICI Pockets. Here, you can transfer without any cost, but GST waiver cannot be done. If you transfer via exchanges, GST waiver can't be done. Remitly, Remit to India, they are transfer-wise, Orbit money transfer. There are many payment apps available. Like in India, we have Paytm to transfer from India, from foreign to another country. There are payment apps available online. You have to just register and transfer money. That's it. Takes hardly 5-7 minutes, but they do not charge, or they charge very less, $1 maybe, like that. But GST waiver is not available in those. So that's a way to transfer.
Sir, another question is customer wants to pay quarterly but don't have Indian account for further transactions. What has to be done?
My recommendation, don't take quarterly, because he has to transfer money from abroad. Every transaction, there is a transaction cost. Okay. We can give ECS waiver. That's not a problem. You can have to request your ZVP to give ECS waiver. It is allowed, but it is not advisable, because quarterly he has to transfer every quarter, and there are many chances that he may skip. He may not want to transfer also because of the charges levied by the bank. But if in case he wants to and he is okay with that, we don't have a problem. But my recommendation is do not do that. We will take only 2 more questions, Shweta.
Sir, another question which I was expecting, is it chargeable to customer when we are returning back the money to their foreign account?
No. We do not charge anything from the customer if we are transferring money to abroad. All the transaction cost is borne by Max Life.
Right, sir. And sir, there is another question that how MIP is comparable with life insurance in US companies.
So good question. I think I appreciate this question. In other countries, maybe in US, there are many insurance policies. One is term insurance, and not only US, many companies for that, many countries, uh, there are policies called as variable insurance policies. They are equity linked products. There are products like our whole life policy, and there are dividend based products like our MIP. But the kind of return those product gives is very less, very less. In current situation, it is giving less than 1%. Our MIP is not giving 1%, it is giving much more. Therefore, you have to mention this to our customer client that MIP gives you a very good return. Also, it gives you a good amount of life insurance coverage, which those products do not give. Lastly, you may also have to tell one more important thing. Customers, a lot of people say that I will not invest in India. India se main would young now. India, I don't want to invest. I am not going to come back to India. Why I should invest in India? All those things are there. Good. For investing in Max Life, it does not have to come to India. Neither at the time of redemption he has to come to India. He has to sit in his own country. He has to be in his own country. He has to just transfer money from US to India, or and we will send him back from India to US. Simple. It's like investing online, and therefore not only individuals, companies are investing money in India. Everybody knows what is happening in India, why it is such a good country and potential country, and that's why a lot of individuals are investing. Very importantly, we should also tell diversification. I'm sure all of you understand. Diversification means all your eggs should not be in one basket. All these big companies, they have invested money in India. Why? Not only just the returns, they also want diversification. Different countries, different risk, different return, and it is much better option. So as an individual, some part of your money should also be invested in India. Maybe 5%, 10%, whatever you choose. Most of your part of earnings are in US or in other countries, but you also should invest money in India. It's a recommendation. Maybe $5,000, $3,000, whatever amount is good for you, you should invest. Yeah. Last question, Shweta.
Sir,
4:45 you have to go.
Sir, one more question, sir. Lot many people had asked, sir, if you can just throw some light on the term plan scenario right now, to whom we can give and to whom we cannot. So that will be great.
Okay. So I will share my screen. Just a second. I think I mentioned that. Okay. So here is a screen in front of you. So term plan. Look at this term plan, and you will find the term plan protection cases. So term plan are allowed to NRIs who live in the UAE, Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and Switzerland, provided they are in India. If they are in India for vacation, for whatever reason they are in India, we can give them term insurance. But we can give up to 2 crores. They must be a graduate. The proposal form graduate must be mandatory. Income proof of minimum 10 lakhs Indian rupee to be converted. So your income may not be in Indian rupee, but converted to Indian rupee, if you calculate, it should be 10 lakhs. And he should be aged between 18 to 45. We will have to mandatorily conduct medicals. There is no tele-MER in this. Medical mandatory. And if these conditions are met, we can give term insurance to our NRI clients of these countries. Yeah. Thank you. I think it was wonderful talking to all of you. My recommendation to all of you is that talk to your NRI BDM. We have given you numbers. In case you want to reach out to us still and you're not able to reach out to your NRI BDM, write to nri@maxlifeinsurance.com. I repeat, nri@maxlifeinsurance.com. Simple. nri@maxlifeinsurance.com. Not NRI help desk. It's nri@maxlifeinsurance.com. If you type an email, we will respond to you. And my recommendation, talk to your NRI BDM. They will be able to help you much faster, better. I recommend everyone to talk to their agents, equip them with this knowledge, equip them with the prospect list, help them make the prospect list, connect with the client, and you will see the magic of NRI business. Once you get the taste, I can tell you, you will never ever, say that NRI is difficult. NRI business is the most simplest business and very, very effective, very value addition, good volume of business. Thank you so much for joining in. We have spent almost 1.5 hours, more than little that. Thank you and appreciate you have taken out time. All the best for your September. All the best for the quarter end. Bye bye.